Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. This is Aisha Firdos, your mentor from Trellis Member Academy. Hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5E mindset. Yes, you heard it right. It is 5E framework or methodology. More than that, 5E is actually a mindset. 40 minutes of your classroom, how you are going to utilize it in a way that is productive, engaging and interesting for the students, and they come up with a set of implementable learnings. Let's get started. I'm going to talk about individual outcomes of each element of 5E. Let it be very clear, before you enter the classroom, you need to have a clarity about what you are going to do in the classroom. Outcomes of that particular topic needs to be very clear with you. Let me remind you that the outcomes have to be framed based on the verbs mentioned in the Bloom's wheel. You can click on the link given below to get an update of the Bloom's wheel. Well, knowing the outcomes, at the same time carrying yourself in a way which depicts enthusiasm, interest, and which actually your appearance has to create a belonging, a connection to the student. Check on it as well. So when you start the lesson, actually, it's like you're not getting started with the ABC of the lessons immediately when you get into the classroom. First and foremost thing is engage. What are the outcomes of engage? The whole purpose behind engaging students is to make them come to a readiness level. All the students come from different backgrounds. They are facing some problem maybe, or their anxiety levels are more, excitement is more or less. So they come from different environments. So it is mandatory that you set a common platform for all of them wherein they can focus in an attentive way. So you can include some activities which, like, they can be physical activities or brain gym exercises, some riddles, some puzzles, or just an interaction sort of thing, informal conversation which covers latest news or something of that sort, which triggers their interest and brings them to a common platform. Second is explore. What is the purpose behind explore? You have to trigger the curiosity of the learners. As we all know that knowledge builds stepwise. So it is mandatory on us to know what is the existing knowledge of the students pertaining to the topic, so that you can trigger it and they become curious to learn more. In Explore segment, you also need to bring the real life connect, and connecting it to the creator. Any Quran or Hadith reference actually brings a lots of difference in the Explore segment. Level 1 of Explore includes you asking questions to the students. Level 2 Explore can be you doing something and the student asks questions. Either ways, it is very helpful segment, never skip. And I tell you, like, engage can go on for a couple of minutes and explore can go on for 3 to 5 minutes. Now the students are ready to take the chunk which you are going to explain, the whole concept. Okay, for this the teacher needs to have a proper, how is she going to explain? Is it a general instruction or a grouped instruction, and how is she grouping it based on the level wise of the students, or it is random grouping? The whole purpose of explanation segment is you need to cover the 4 C's in that. 4 C's are like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication. You need to build such activities which help the students think critically and communicate their learning, share with their peers, and do some group activities in a way that leads to problem solving. So in explain segment, needs to cover all these things. Keep in mind the learning styles of the students and keep the TLMs ready so that you can cater to different learning styles. Like you should have required charts, videos, blogs, colorful charts, or audio video resources, or kinesthetic activities for kinesthetic learners like role plays or any games. And at the same time you can also provide them with worksheets which has some reading material in it for them to read, and if the learners are interested in writing, give them some activities which they reflect and write. So all these have to be done in Explain segment. Don't forget to use your blackboard in a constructive way. Have a clear demarcation of the outcomes and the main lesson, main concepts and definitions on the blackboard, so that it shows that you are quite organized teacher and involved teacher. So you can use the innovative methods here or prophetic teaching methods. For any queries on these, you can call us anytime or you can send a mail on the given address. Well, after this, the next segment is explorative segment, elaborate segment, that is extended learning. Whatever the child has learned in the Explain segment, now you are actually extending the knowledge in a way that the child thinks, pairs with his peers, and then shares his learning in a way that the problem gets solved. So, problem solving skills. Now, summarizing techniques can go in elaboration. You can tell the students whatever they have learned, they can summarize, use graphic organizers to summarize like mind maps or flow chart is as a group activity, and or else you can give them a situation which helps them, like how will you deal with that situation with the understanding of the concept. Okay, that is very important. So elaborate actually covers this, and with Tarbiyat has a role in it. The lesson for life, the value which you are including in this particular segment needs to be emphasized in elaborate. Okay, every segment of the lesson, every chunk of the lesson definitely has a value associated with it. Again, you are going to give them an implementable value practice in the elaborate segment. And finally, it is evaluate. In evaluate, you are going to check the understanding of the student, okay, the learning of the student by asking questions or giving them worksheets or telling them to summarize or telling them to use mind maps or giving them a chance to present it, or you take a quiz randomly. There are many ways. At the same time, it is time for you to check how effective your class was. You need to give a mark to yourself as well, whether you were confident or you feel that you missed out on something, your observations in the classroom, all these things come under evaluate. This completes the cycle of 5E. And the next day when you enter the class, again the 5E will be like, as I said it's a mindset. There your exploring goes to the previous day learning and again moving further with the next topic. So teachers, please, when you get into your classrooms, don't forget to make an intention, have a clear Niya statement, okay? At the same time, carry yourself gracefully and feel confident that you are a teacher, and carry the TLMs, have proper planning with you, and then if there is a checklist with you, then definitely, and think about how to collaborate or seek permission from the principal for conducting activities and all, if any, number of worksheets to be taken out, if any, and all these things if you are planned, then you will definitely rule the classroom. And wishing you all the best. Happy learning. Jazakallahu khair. Thanking you, Aisha Firdaus.